wanted you to like me.
Well, you blew it.
I thought if you liked me, you wouldn't get mad when I told you who
Only what? What do you possibly have to tell me?
Who I really am.
Go ahead. Tell her. I, for one, would love to know who the hell you really are. As a matter of fact, why don't we start with your real name?
I was just getting to that.
Yeah, well, I'm just tickled pink to hear it, because there's an awful lot about you that doesn't make any sense. Like, for one thing, you want to explain why Del Henry has never had a driver's license, or a social security number, or filed an income tax return his entire life?
Is that true?
You bet it is. Well, mister, go ahead, spit it out. Does Del Henry even exist? Who are we dealing with here? Some kind of ghost or somebody who's got a lot to hide? You want to talk, fine. Start talking.
I was gonna explain.
Is Ted right? Your name's not Del Henry?
Not officially.
Why did you lie?
Well, go ahead, tell her.
A lot of writers use fake names. You would if you had a name like mine.
Is that so? Well, just what exactly is that? The one you were born with. I mean, we'll need it to run a computer check on you.
Computer check?
Yeah, computer check's a little thing we got just to make sure you don't have any other hobbies besides writing, you know, like robbery or embezzlement, maybe blackmail.
All right, I'll tell you my name. But I need to talk to Dixie.
You can't be that stupid. You honestly think you're the person calling the shots here?
Why don't you just tell us?
Because he's a con artist and a liar, that's why.
I'll tell you everything you want to know. But I need a few minutes alone with you.
What are you, nuts? You've been spying on her for weeks, following her around. You have plenty of an opportunity to tell her the truth. Now you just want me to walk away, leave you two alone? You're crazy. Forget about it.
No, it's important.
Look, why don't you just tell us?
Come
Tell
on.
me and Tad, okay?
Sweetheart, we've already wasted enough time on this fool. Come on.
Dixie, please.
Forget it, all right? Just knock it off. I'm sick and tired of weirdos trying to take advantage of my fiancé.
Fiancé? Does that make you her keeper, too? Dixie's got a brain of her own. Why don't you let her use it?
I make my own decisions, whoever you are.
5 minutes. All I'm asking for is 5 minutes that could change your life.
How could you possibly change my life?
I'll tell you how.
You're right, honey. It's up to you. You want to talk to him, it's your choice. You go right ahead.
You won't be sorry.
Let's go.
Dixie, no.
Are you sure? It really is up to you.
Yeah, why don't you go wait in the car?
Look, nothing he can say is going to change anything, okay?
You're wrong.
Look, why should I believe you? Why should I even listen to you? Everything you've said to me is a lie.
Not everything. I can explain why I had to do it.
I don't want to hear why. I want you to leave me alone. Do you hear me? Leave me and my family alone.
Wait, Dixie, all I need is a few minutes.
I said no. Now stay away from me. Do you hear me?
Dixie, please, wait,
What the
listen
hell is
to me.
wrong with you? Didn't you hear? She doesn't want to deal with you. All right?
You got it all wrong, man.
I'm tired of playing with you, okay? I am not going to tell you again.
You gotta understand. There's got to be a way to get... He wasn't your husband?
Will was my brother.
How did he die? I'm sorry. You can ignore me if you want. I didn't mean to pry.
I don't want to talk about it.
What is wrong with me? Here you are grieving and I'm pestering you. A total stranger, no less. It's kind of nosing my way into things that are none of my sorry business.
Don't worry about it.
So much for the stereotype of the sensitive writer. It's just that curiosity always gets the best of me.
It's hard to believe 2 years.
Seems a long time.
Sometimes like 200. Or like 2 minutes, you know, it all depends. I think about him every day.
You and Will were close?
Yeah. We kind of had to be. My dad took off when we were real young, and Mama died when we were kids, so For the longest time, Will and I were all each other had.
There's got to be something. There's got to be something in the way I can show Dixie. Got it. Perfect.
So I just thought we should just forget the whole gazebo thing, okay? I talked to Uncle Palmer, and he said that we can use the orchard. I think that'll be just beautiful. They have a beautiful lake down there. It'd be great. And Opal has this great idea about using some swans, something like 12 dozen swans. I think that's a little too many. So I thought maybe a few would be all right, as long as Uncle Palmer doesn't pertify them after the wedding. And, hey, hello?
Huh?
I give up.
Oh, no, hey, no, I was, I'm here, I'm listening. Just forget the swans.
No, forget the groom. What's the matter with you? You've been in this mood ever since we left Dell. Forget him.
Oh, sweetheart, it's not so much him, it's more of me. You know,
What?
no matter who our mystery man is, he managed to make one good point.
What was that?
Well, maybe I am a bossy, overbearing jerk.
Come on, honey, that's ridiculous. You're not bossy. You're not overbearing.
You sure? Seems to me like I took control pretty quick back there. Hell, I didn't even give you a chance to get a word in edgewise.
You were looking out for me.
Well, remind you of anything? Like recent history?
Is that what this is about?
Well, yeah, in a way. I heard myself yelling a lot of the same things at Palmer and Will not too many years back.
Oh, come on, they deserved it.
Oh, that's not what you said back then. Seriously, how many fights did you and I have about your family first time we were married? You know, I told you to stay away from them the same way I did with Dell. And as I recall, you weren't too tickled about it either.
This is a lot different. Dell is not like, it's not like he's family.
Well, that's true. This doesn't seem right, you know, that I subconsciously feel like I can run around acting like I'm the one that's calling all the shots.
Well, you're not. Come on. You won't, all right? I won't let you.
I'm serious, honey. I'm scared. I don't want to make the same mistakes all over again. Not this time.
That's the good thing about getting married a second time, all right? You don't have to. You don't have to let your family get in between us, or my family, or Dell, or anybody else. It's just you and me.
Well, if I go overboard sometimes, looking out after you, just remember it's because I love you so much.
I know.
You're more precious to me than anything. I don't know if I could take it if anything ever happened to you. Nonetheless, you got a beautiful head on your shoulders. It's, well, it does a lot more than just sit there and look good. It seems to me that we always got in trouble because I was always too stubborn or stupid to stand back long enough to let you use it. You're a beautiful, intelligent woman. You don't need a keeper. You don't need a bodyguard. If I'm lucky, I get to be your lover, your good friend, and soon-to-be husband.
Well, husband. And the most beautiful human being. It's awfully nice to have you looking out for me. To have and to hold, you know.
Well, you got me.
I'm not letting you go.
This is the super kung fu grip.
Sit! Don't sprain!
No, this is the super kung fu grip.
I'm gonna give you both the kung fu grip if you don't tell me what you want for dinner.
No, no purified chicken. God forbid I'll do anything. I promise you. I'll cook. I'll forage. I'll go to the North Pole on a dog sled for a pizza. But just don't make me go to Cluck Cluck tonight.
Okay, you cook, you clean.
You got it. Come here, you little lout.
Dixie, this is the only way I could get you to hear me out. You don't owe me anything, but please keep reading. I couldn't let you walk away without trying to explain just one more time. There is an answer to all of this. I'm sure sorry for making it so complicated. You're a good person, and I can only imagine what you think of me. I'm not crazy. I'd never hurt you. Let me make some sense out of all of this. Come to your uncle's gazebo tonight alone. I'll be waiting. You must be asking yourself, why should I go? That's a good question. I can't promise you health and happiness, no. I can't promise you a pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. But I can promise you the truth. I'll give you all the answers to everything you want to know. All you have to do is show up. Please, Dixie, the gazebo tonight. You have my word. Del.
Did the tornado drop?
Come on, Dixie, please don't let me down. I promise you a pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. But I can't promise you the truth. I'll give you all the answers to everything you want to know. All you have to do is show up. Please, Dixie, the gazebo tonight. You have my word. Del.
Oh, you got a great stuff. What's that? Fan mail from some clowning? It's a little late for somebody to be delivering the mail, don't you think?
Somebody just slipped it under the door.
You okay? You don't look so good. It's not bad news, is it? So, you gonna tell me what it says, or I have to torture it out of you? I'm sorry. No laughing matter, huh?
Do you remember my friend Brenda Whitaker? Did you ever meet her? At the PTA meeting? Remember her son Christopher is a friend of Junior's?
You better tell her you're not available for anything till after the wedding.
No, it's not about school or anything. It's, well, one time, her and her husband are having some major problems. It looks like they're probably going to get a divorce. And, one time we were walking back from the meeting and, she was crying in the parking lot. And this was, we hung out. It was just to say thanks.
Well, that's certainly my girl. Holder of hands, dryer of tears. Wisher of good wishes. Brilliant young lady, the best patient advocate the hospital's ever seen, who's getting herself into college, taking care of a family.
I'll give you all the answers to everything you want to know. Tonight.
Finds time to soothe all the aches and pains of the world, huh? Honey? You're really upset. Look a little green around the gills. If you're that bothered by it, why don't you just, call her up and make sure everything's okay?
Yeah, I'm going to do that.
Why not? I got to go back to the office anyway.
Oh, yeah? How's that report coming?
It's on the way. Yeah. So, are we okay?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, well, you just keep reminding me, all right? 'Cause you're a woman who knows her own heart and mind. Don't let anybody ever stop you, okay?
Including you?
Including me, especially me. If I start acting like a fool, back to my old habits, you just grab whatever's available and beam me over the head with it, okay? Because nothing is going to stop this wedding, right?
Right.
Okay. I love you.
I love you.
Junior! Watch out for your mom, okay?
Okay.
And listen, do me a favor, all right? Just lock the door.
Yes, sir.
Love you. See you later.
Okay. Knock, knock. Coast clear?
Well, if you mean Palmer, yeah, he's putting Petey to bed.
We have to talk.
Well, honey, you look like you just ran the 2-minute mile.
I feel like a bad.
Well, what is it? Is it Junior, Tad?
No, Junior is fine. He's with the sitter. Tad's at work.
Well, then who lit a fire under you?
Dale Henry. He slipped this under my door.
Dale Henry sent you a letter? Well, what, did he use out of calamity?
No. Oh, well, no. I was just going to throw it away and forget about it, but I couldn't. And then I had to tell Tad this whole story, and because, you know, he would go through the roof if he found out that Dale sent me a letter, and I hate lying to Tad.
All right, come on. Just come over here and sit down. Take a nice, deep, cleansing breath, and tell me what I can do for you.
I want your honest opinion of Dale.
And I will give it to you, just as soon as you hand over that letter.
Hey there, Jane. You ready to crunch some numbers?
Ready, willing, and able.
Well, before we get started, before I forget, I want to make sure to tell you how much I appreciate the fact you're willing to give up your evenings, come here and finish this stupid report.
Oh, it's no sacrifice to me. I get my second wind after sunset. I think I was a vampire in another life.
Yeah, well, I wasn't. I'm sorry to say at this juncture that I am most definitely a daylight kind of guy. What's this?
Well, I always say whether you're washing windows or building a better mousetrap, that if you do it with style, you're going to have more fun.
Well, I certainly like yours. Oh, by the way, well done. I meant to tell you, Dixie was absolutely crazy about the flowers you sent her on my behalf.
You could do a lot with flowers. I bet she needed some cheering up after that run-in with, what's his name? Dell?
Oh, please don't mention Dell Henry. You know, it turns out that wasn't even his real name. He was using an alias.
No.
Yeah.
A phony name? Who would do something like that? This Dell, or whatever his name is, blows into town pretending to be somebody else.
Mm-hmm. Well, spooky, isn't it? I don't know how you feel about it, but the only people I know who change their names are actors and people with motives of an ulterior nature.
Well, maybe his life wasn't any great shakes, and he wanted a new one, and so he changed his name.
Personally, I don't give a damn about the name. It's what's hiding behind it that's got me concerned.
Well, maybe he's heartbroken.
Huh?
He was a fool for love and did something that he regrets, and now he came back to Pine Valley to prove to everybody that he's changed, that he's a new person. People change.
You've been holding out on me.
What do you mean?
You may have a head for figures, but deep down inside, you've got the heart and soul of a true romantic. Huh? Admit it.
You're right. You got me pegged.
Yeah.
I read that reader's guide, you know, all the stories when people bounce back against all odds and make a fresh start. It's human to err.
I know, believe me. I'm as forgiving as the next guy. But Dell Henry crossed the line when he started spying on Dixie. Just to make sure he doesn't do it again, I took the liberty of lifting his prints at McKay's. I don't care how many times somebody changes their name, they can't change those puppies. I don't care what he's calling himself now, one way or the other, I got his number.
No wonder you didn't tell Tad. What are you gonna do?
That's why I need help deciding.
Well, what do your insides say?
My insides are just all jumbled up. I mean, it's true that Dell has done some really sweet things. He's helped me finish my college essay. And he even offered to fix up the gazebo for my wedding.
And the downside?
He's invaded my privacy. He's followed me all over town. He's lied about his name. It's not even Dale Henry. I don't know who he is or what he wants. That just scares the heck out of me.
Well, on the scariness scale now, let's say 1 is, you know, just a little shiver up your spine, and 10 is like your hair standing on end turning white?
I don't know. 3, maybe?
3? Well, that doesn't exactly cry danger, you know. Listen, let me give you a little 2 cents playing here. I mean, I have got special skills, a special radar when it comes to men and the evil that they can do. I knew that Ray Gardner was just a spawn of the devil the minute I laid eyes on him. And I was such a silly young girl and didn't have many alternatives then. But I had the same sinking feeling when it came to Ted Orsini, and I was right about him. The guy turned out to be near deadly. And then there's Dell.
What does your radar say about him?
Well, he is a mysterious man. There's no doubt about that. But there's just nary a blip of danger on my radar screen. I mean, Dell Henry, or whatever his name is, he may be a lot of things, but dangerous isn't one of them.
So you think that I should trust him?
I think that if he tells you he isn't out to wreck things for you and Ted, then you ought to take that as the truth and go see what the guy's got to say.
Well, your radar may not be picking up any danger signals, but Tad's definitely is.
Now, you know that Tad has got his own reasons for being paranoid.
Well, that's true. But he does love me, and he thinks that Dell is no good. I mean, I have to respect that. Besides, I mean, I don't want to go off into the middle of the night and meet some man that I don't hardly know in the middle of nowhere. Thank you, Opal.
What for?
I just made up my mind. I am going to go see Dell.
Good girl.
Yeah, only I'm going to go by Tad's office and I'm going to tell him everything. There's no way I'm going to keep secrets and lies between me and the man that I love and that I'm going to be married to. So if whatever Dell has to say is good enough for my ears, I think it's perfectly good enough for Tad's.
Don't do that, Dixie. I am telling you, as sure as I'm standing, if you bring Tad into the mix now, you just don't have a snowball's chance of getting the home truth out of Dell. This has got to be a secret. Can you live with that? Now, honey, I know my son like I know myself. Anybody so much as looks at you cross-eyed and Tad's pops off like a Roman candle. Poor Dell's life won't be worth a plugged nickel if Tad finds out about that letter.
Right. Tad would probably go after him.
Like a rabid duck after a poor defenseless June bug.
I don't much like the signals that I'm getting from Dell.
Well, what kind of signals?
Well, sometimes I feel that when we're alone, he's studying me. He's looking at me like he's seeing somebody else.
Well, that seems pretty harmless to me. I mean, maybe you remind him of some old gal he used to date.
I feel pretty sorry for her. I mean, you probably scared her off. He's so intense. And then there's the things that he says. When I asked him why he was following me, he said it was because he had to find out whether I was genuine or not, or whether I was as nice as I seemed.
Well, sweetie, these are pretty tough times that we live in. You know, there's a chance that poor Dell has just never been able to see a real dream walking. Hey, come on, what is the harm of giving him 5 minutes of your time? For crying out loud, you're going to be in our backyard.
I don't know, Opal.
Well, how about if I keep an eye peeled on you from up here?
You can see the gazebo from up here?
Better than any other room in the manse. Look, he tries any funny business, you give a holler, I'll come hightailing it down, stick the hounds on him. How's that?
Sounds pretty good. I mean, how much trouble can I get into in Uncle Palmer's backyard? Don't answer that.
So you gonna do it?
I don't know. Yeah. Just dying to find out what's on his mind.
Dixie! I didn't know you were here. What are you two up to?
I came to see Opal's dress for the wedding.
Oh, well, don't let me stop you. Peter, he won't go to sleep without his blankie. There it is.
I need a break, okay? What do you say we take 5 minutes, okay? Just 5.
You go ahead. I'm going to add up these numbers.
You're crazy. Don't you ever run out of gas?
There is a painting of me sleeping that I keep hidden in a closet somewhere. I do my best work at night. The later it gets, the more inspired I am.
Really?
Oh, yeah. I come up with all these great ideas while everybody else is asleep. Sometimes I even talk to myself.
I got that beat. I sing duets with myself.
No.
Yep. I started out with the Righteous Brothers, and I've worked my way up to a combination of RuPaul with Elton John. It's tricky. You gotta watch yourself. Those high notes will hurt you. You know what? You're a truly great accountant. You don't have to laugh at the boss's jokes.
But I think you're very funny.
Well, thank you. I think you're funny, too. As a matter of fact, there's something here that bothers me. Nice, funny people shouldn't be wading knee-deep in paperwork on a beautiful spring evening.
You don't have to say that.
No, I mean it. You should be down there somewhere, having fun on the full guided tour, you know, whining, dining, dancing, the whole bit.
I'm just trying to work my way up to dating.
Oh, that's right. I'm sorry. I forgot. You did tell me that you were divorced. I apologize. I know how that is. Believe me, when a marriage hits the rocks, it's kind of, well, it's easy to lose your sea legs.
When it comes to matters of the heart, I'm the one hanging over the side.
Yeah, you know what they say. Yak in the whole world, yaks with you.
Cry and you'll end up drinking salty beer.
Yeah, well, I'm sure that in no time at all, I'll lose you after 5 to some very ardent Romeo.
Now, that happens to other people, not to me.
Why is that? Well, don't you think you're attractive? Well, just what do you see when you look in the mirror?
Well, let me just say this. Even after a couple of drinks, I never asked the piano man to play me another round of I Feel Pretty.
But you are. Very.
Well, I didn't always look like this. I had some work done, modified rhinoplasty. A nose job. I hated my old one, so I got myself a new one.
I'm sure it's not such a big deal. Whoever it was certainly know what they were doing, because you look great. Really? Why is it so hard for you to believe that?
My whole life, my mother told me I was an ugly duckling. Even if I had my best dress on and my hair up in ribbons, she'd say, well, you know, you're never going to win any beauty contests. It's just a little hard to go through life with a face not even your mother could love.
I can relate. When I was young, my real father used to tell me every day that I was completely worthless. I'd never amount to anything. Once a loser, always a loser. Carried his voice around in my head for an awful long time. I wonder what he would do if he could see me now.
But you've accomplished so much. I'm just me.
Just you? Hello? Just you? Come here for a second. I'm gonna try something. Let's, come on. Let's conduct a little experiment here, shall we? I want you to just take a deep breath and look in the mirror and tell me what you see.
No, I'm afraid to look.
Come on, look. The trick is to see what the world sees, not what your mother would see. See what I would see.
I guess I look pretty.
Yeah, there you go. You see, that's the voice of reason. It is. For whatever reason, your mother gave you the wrong message, just like my father. Now it's up to you. You got to choose to turn around and walk away from it. Tell yourself it's all right to feel beautiful, because it's true.
You don't look so bad yourself.
Dal? You around somewhere, Dal? It's Dixie.
What do you think?
It's incredible. It's beautiful. You did all this.
Just for you.
I don't know what to say. It's perfect. It's better than I could have ever dreamed. Thank you.
Don't thank me. There's nothing in this world that would make me happier than making all your dreams come true.
Why does my happiness happiness means so much to you.
You know, I've heard of workman's comp, but this is ridiculous. You're making me feel like Cinderella at the ball.
Yeah, well, just don't turn back into a pumpkin at midnight.
I learned 2 things tonight. I'm not an ugly duckling, I'm a swan. And you're not just my boss. You're a good friend.
You got that right.
Can I ask you a personal question?
Sure.
Where have you been all my life?
Letter that you wrote. The real reason that you asked me to meet you.
We'll get to that. All of it.
You promised to tell me the truth?
That I did.
Well, tell me.